I quit the rat race at 21 years old. I had no money saved, no connections, and zero business plan. And honestly, I had no idea if what I was about to do was going to work. That was 6 years ago. Since then, I've built a business that's done over $30 million in sales. I've helped thousands of people start their own online businesses, and I was even invited to speak a few weeks ago at the largest conference in North America to explain exactly how I did that. But this video isn't about that, because what actually happened between quitting and getting here, nobody talks about that part. It was way harder, way messier, and honestly way more embarrassing than anything I've ever shared publicly. So here's exactly what happened. Like a lot of people, I grew up being told that the formula for a good life was to do well in school, get into a good university, get a stable job, and you're set for life. And my parents, they genuinely believed that because that was the only path that they ever had. They immigrated from China to the United States on student visas. My dad earned his way here on a full ride through academics. My mom worked for minimum wage when she first arrived because the universities didn't recognize her Chinese degree, even though she graduated from the top university in China. So when they told me to get good grades and get a good job, they weren't being lazy with their advice. That was literally their only playbook that they had to get out of a starving country. And that might be the same for you in the way that you were raised and conditioned when growing up. So I did what I was supposed to do. I worked really hard. I got into UCLA, the #1 ranked public university in the US, and I got on the pre-med track to one day go to medical school and become a doctor. I thought, okay, this is it. I'm gonna become a doctor, I'm gonna make good money, I'm gonna help people, and I'm gonna make my family proud. But then I actually got into the field. And what I saw changed everything. When I was in university, 18 years old, I got my EMT, emergency medical technician license, and then I started working on a 911 response ambulance in South LA, Compton, Inglewood, the really bad parts of town. I was 18 years old at the time. I worked 24-hour shifts, living in the back of an ambulance, stabbings, shootings, overdoses, car accidents, the craziest things, and I saw that at 18 years old. Getting woken up at 2 a.m. with the emergency alarm so we can go respond on the radio to first on scene, I responded to over 200 911 emergencies that summer. And get this, for $12 an hour, because that's how much they get paid, minimum wage. And it's not that I was afraid of hard work. I chose that job because I wanted to genuinely help people. The thing that got to me wasn't the job itself. It was watching people who had made it to the finish line. Because every time I delivered a patient to the emergency room, the doctors that I worked alongside with in the ER, they looked exhausted. 12-hour overnight shifts, years of going to school and then working residency, hundreds of thousands of dollars in student debts. And then I look at my own parents back home. Two incredibly intelligent people who have graduate degrees, top universities, and they were doing the exact same thing. Great salaries on paper, but they were cogs in a machine. No freedom, not really happy. And then one Sunday, this is the thing that broke the camel's back for me. I'm coming home from church. And after service, there's this one medical doctor that I was having a conversation with. He was in his mid-40s, and he made this offhand comment about how relieved he was because he finally, at age 45, paid off his medical student debts. And I watched him walk back into the parking lot and get into a broken 1998 Toyota. I remember standing there thinking, is this what I'm working towards? 12 more years of school in debt so I can be relieved in my mid-40s? I could not unsee what I saw after that. After that moment, the pre-med path just felt like I was walking in the wrong direction. And so I made the decision to leave the pre-med track and try to build online businesses. And I want to be very transparent and vulnerable about what happened here next, because it was not some clean, inspirational highlight reel. The first thing that I tried was a jewelry business. I was selling custom jewelry pieces to sororities and fraternities at UCLA. I would pitch them in front of a few hundred people. I was absolutely terrified. And then I actually got my first real order. $3,000. And I thought, okay, this is actually working. But 6 months later, the business completely flopped. And then I started a dropshipping business because that's what every single online YouTube guru was saying at the time. And here's the thing, I actually got it working. I built it up to over $30,000 a month in sales, which sounds amazing, except I was losing money. You're thinking, what? $30,000 a month but losing money? Yeah, because of the cost of physical goods, shipping them internationally from China, returns, disputes, and spending thousands on ads. By the time I added up all my expenses, I was actually losing money. I was shocked at the time. Not to mention, I was getting angry customer complaints every day because I was selling cheap products from overseas. I didn't even believe in myself. I felt terrible doing this. So that's why I shut it down. And then I started an ATM business. I bought a machine, I put it inside of a cash-only restaurant, and then I make $2 for every single transaction whenever someone would use the ATM. And I was so confident in this business model that I literally borrowed thousands from my dad to buy this machine. And it was terrible timing because my dad actually had just lost his job at the time. He was working as an engineer and company was going through hard times. He just got fired. But he believed in me so much, he lent me the money. And then I get a call 3 weeks into this business. The ATM machine got robbed. I lost everything. I lost the machine, which I bought for thousands of dollars. I lost my money I put in a machine, and I had to call my dad. He was so disappointed. And I gotta tell you, at this point, this was my rock bottom moment. I wasn't some kid with some trust fund figuring out his passion. I was in student debt at the time. I just lost my part-time income. I was staring at rents at university, figuring out how I was gonna meet next month's rent. And every single business that I had attempted up until that point had just completely failed. And this is the part of the story that I honestly don't love sharing, but I think it's important because if you're watching this and you're in that stage where nothing seems to be working, I was there and it wasn't pretty. I was so broke at this point that I started to charge electric Lime scooters on my university campus just to make some money on the side. And if you don't know how that works, basically there's these electric scooters in all the major cities in the US and abroad. I'm sure you've seen them. You have to pick them up at nighttime. You have to drop them off in the morning at designated areas that they tell you to drop them off, and they pay you $5 for every scooter that you charge. So every night at 9 p.m., I would literally put on a hoodie because I was so embarrassed. I didn't want anyone else to see me doing this. I would pick up these scooters off the sidewalk in my neighborhood, and then I throw them in the back of my old Honda Accord. I charge them overnight, and then I'd wake up at 4:30 a.m. in the dark of the morning to drop them off every single morning before anyone else was awake and could see me. I did this for about 6 months just to be able to afford rent and put food on the table while going to school. Zero social life. And here's the saddest part. All the money I made from the scooters went straight to covering my rents and covering Facebook ads for the dropshipping business, which, as I had already told you, I never actually made any money from it. So I was basically working for free. I remember sitting in my apartment one night thinking, and I don't normally talk about this, but I just remember breaking down. I was 20 years old. I thought to myself, man, I am working so freaking hard right now. I thought this was all supposed to work. I tried everything. I sacrificed everything. I had literally nothing to show for it. And I think that's the part that gets left out of most of these stories. The person tells you, I was broke and then one day I figured it out. But they don't tell you what it's like to sit in the middle of the suffering. When you've already committed, you've already quit and left the safe path, and you still cannot make it work. And that part is really, really lonely. And I think when you're in that place long enough, you start to wonder if maybe you're just not cut out for it. Like maybe everyone else who made it big had something that you just don't. For me as a Christian, I thought to myself genuinely, there's all these people in the Bible that just suffer their entire life and then they die. And they had a terrible life on this earth. Now, maybe this is just my fate, but here's the thing that actually changed it for me. It was not a new business model. It was actually finding a mentor. I found someone online who was a business coach. He had a pretty big 7-figure business, and I just reached out to him. I DM'd, I commented on his post. I'd tried everything. And for a long time, he literally never responded to me. But after, and the specific number was 43 DMs, when he finally did, I actually got him on a phone call, and he told me something that changed my mindset forever. He basically said, Richard, the reason why none of these businesses are working for you is because you actually are building something that you don't have your heart in. You see, you got into medicine because you actually wanted to help people. And then you started to go selling random cat toys and fidget spinners from China, and then you did another ATM machine. Of course it didn't feel right. Your work ethic and your execution never aligned with what your heart felt, which is that you weren't actually helping people. And he is right. I had been so focused on trying to make money that I forgot the whole reason of why I wanted to leave the traditional path in the first place, which was to do something meaningful for myself and for my family, and to actually help people. So he pointed me towards digital products. And the concept was so simple. Take something that you actually know, something that you've lived, something that you figured out. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to be a few steps in front of others, package it into a digital product, a PDF, an ebook, and then sell that. Teach it to someone who's just 1 or 2 steps behind you. For me, that was productivity. You see, when I got into UCLA, I had a 3.0 GPA, pretty average grades. By the time I left, I was close to a 4.0. I got decent grades. I wasn't some world-class expert, but my roommates always asked me, Richard, how are you so productive? You do all these side hustles, you get good grades in school, you wake up early. How do you manage your time like that? And I realized, okay, maybe I could actually teach this. I barely had any money left. And so I hired a business coach. I invested into a real mentor that taught me how to build and sell a digital product. And then I launched this $500 digital product course, and I sold it to university students. I had no audience. I had no testimonials. I had no coaching experience. I just had my own transformation. And my first month, $50,000 in sales. And over the next 8 months, I sold over 1,000 units of that product. Do the math, 1,000 times $500, that's $500,000 in total at a 95% profit margin. And that was when I was 21. If I could go back in time and just talk to myself, as I was sitting alone in my apartment, crying, hands in my face, just so frustrated that nothing was working. If I could just talk to you right now, if you're in a similar place sitting on the other side of this computer screen, there are just 3 things I really want you to hear. The first one is that the opportunity vehicle that you're in matters way more than how hard you work. I worked just as hard on my dropshipping business as I did on my digital product business. Probably harder, honestly. The difference was not how hard I worked or the effort involved. The difference was that one business model has 80 to 90% margins and actually helps people. And the other one just had me selling random junk and losing money. I was the same person. I had the same work ethic, but a completely different outcome just because of the vehicle. The second thing is that you do not need to be an expert in order to do this. Listen, I was not some productivity expert. I was just a college kid who figured out how to get better grades, but I knew more than the person one step behind me, and that was honestly enough. And since then, I've mentored and coached a 19-year-old college kid, one of my friends, to making over $30,000 teaching people how to play a video game. He sold a $600 course on how to play a video game better. I've helped an Uber Eats driver make $8,000 in 2 weeks with a simple productivity offer. I helped a guy working a 9 to 5 who hated his job make $7,000 in a single month, teaching people how to have more meaningful relationships with their friends. You don't need some credential. You just need a result someone else wants. And the third thing, and this is the big one, is you don't want to figure this out alone. Listen, can you? Sure. But why would you do something that takes you 10 times harder and longer? Every single turning point in my life came when I had a mentor, a business coach that I hired, who was multiple steps ahead of me, show me the path. Not a course, not a YouTube video, a real business coach. If I hadn't found that, I'd probably still be charging scooters. So that's my story. I went from charging electric Lime scooters at 4 a.m. in the morning with a hoodie on because I was so embarrassed that other people would see me, to building a business that's done over 30 million online in sales. And I've helped over 3,000 people start their own as well. And the one thing I'd say is, yeah, it was absolutely worthless. I sleep peacefully. I don't dread Mondays. I don't get anxiety on Sundays because I genuinely do not look forward to Monday. I don't have any of that anymore. And more than anything, the businesses that I've built are all around helping people. That's why my businesses exist, to impact the lives of my clients, which is the whole reason why I wanted to leave the traditional path in the first place. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, I get it. Digital products, I'm interested, but what does this actually look like step by step? I put together a full masterclass training that walks you through the whole system. How do you find a product? How do you sell it? How to use AI to do 80 to 90% of the heavy lifting for you? I'll link it as the first link down in the description, and I'll put it here as well. And honestly, I wish someone had shown me that 6 years ago when I was just getting started. This would have saved me a lot of scooter rides. So tap this video right here, and I'll see you on the other side.